Yo, 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 yo. We back with another hot one. The Rize podcast in the building. I got my boy Senior Kizobs, the CEO, not AEIO, motherfuckers. EEO, the CEO of the Rize Podcast. And in the bottom right, looking like the Brady Bunch, and on the screen, the one, the only, the infamous, the Bible, a.k.a. Limpball Swami, a.k.a. Black Jesus. We found him on Palm Sunday. The one, the only, the infamous, one of the hottest coaches in the game, Coach Kenny Allen.
What's up, y'all? What's happening?
What's up? Hey, got my boy on the bottom left. You already know who he is. The brain, the micro, the robot in disguise. Coach That's my Bruce Lee. You know what Bruce Lee used to hear?
Coach Squeeze. Hey, Coach Kenny, can you hear that? Huh?
Somebody breaking.
That, I take the job. It's me. Just getting it out of the way. People out there, I'll be the big man today. It's me. All right, echo in the background, y'all. We gotta find out who it is. Get your piggy by his toe. If you holler, let him go. Itty bitty bitty bo.
Coach Calvin, you gotta switch phones, Coach Calvin. It's that phone, that Android.
What he got that Obama phone working?
Wait a minute. Yeah, it's the Android. He trying to talk. It's the Android, Coach.
How y'all doing out there? What's up with my fans?
I had to take them out.
Before we get started, let's get the sponsors out of the way. Swami, somebody say 5-time world champion. Am I correct?
It's
correct.
For
Tank.
Correct.
After the Leo Santa Cruz fight, right?
Wow.
Isaac Cruz.
No, when he won the other belt. So it's 5.
That's 4, right?
5.
5-time world champion in 3 different weight classes. The hard hitting, hard punching. I got this shirt on. Let me show y'all. Upton bread. Upton in the house. Javante Tank Diaz. Upton in the building. Upton boxing team. And redesigning mind. One mind at a time. They running wild out there in the world, man. We killing each other. Genocide. It just breaks my heart. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Under Armour. The you in the building. The you in the building. Last but not least, let's do this song together, gentlemen. Box Raw. Top of the afternoon, top of the morning to my fellow constituents.
Top of the week.
And the fans last night. Let me just take this 1 second about our fans, man. Y'all was so involved last night with the watch party. So entertaining, man. We needed that laughter that y'all brought, man. I'ma personally thank you guys, and I'm sure my other constituents, going to thank y'all too, man. Y'all made this show last night and the last five shows, 6 shows hot, man. We can't do it without y'all love and y'all support. And just keep doing y'all homework on the boxing, because we not going to know a lot of stuff that y'all inform us on, because y'all probably got a little more time to dig into certain things, man. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys, man, for interacting with us last night and staying up late. Special shout out to Prophet. The Prophet came in the studio, man. That was real love. Thank you, Prophet. And the boxing, what was that, Senior? The boxing. What was that? The boxing that's chimed in?
No, the weigh-in. The weigh-in.
The weigh-in.
From Canada.
Thank you for chiming in, man.
Isaiah McCoy said, "Thank you for bringing the popcorn to the show, Coach Squeeze."
Who?
Isaiah McCoy.
You know what?
Isaiah McCoy. That's not trying to get out.
The popcorn was better than the fights, because y'all kept that thing going on me, man.
Big D Smoke said, "Thanks for having it."
Next time, as the host of the show, I'm gonna do some Oprah Winfrey shit. Free bags on Coach Squeeze for everyone that was on the show. Go ahead, Senior and Smalley. We had a ball last night, man.
Yeah, Big D Smoke said, "Thanks for having it." Michael Garner said, "Senior, don't bet on them African boxers no more." Listen,
whoa,
I told y'all at the rip. I just liked it the odds. That's all. I just liked it the odds, and I figure I watched the video, a couple fights of him and Squeeze. I watched a couple fights of him, and what I seen in those prior videos was not what I seen last night. Like that was so like what I did my research on wasn't what showed up in the ring last night.
Even though he lost, he still exposed Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, but he just wasn't like he was too like he was. In his other fights he was more aggressive.
Yeah, he was too defensive last night.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. He ain't really let his hands go, and that allowed Ryan to keep coming forward.
I think reality hit him and he froze up under them lights, like Calvin said.
That's what I was watching some of the fight this morning and trying to like break it down. That's some of what I seen.
Yeah, had good fights on last night though.
The question I want to know how you feel about that Lubin Fondor stoppage.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man, that shit was premature.
Whoa.
How you feel about the scorecards?
Listen, the stoppage, man. Let me talk. First,
you the only one talking.
No, don't butt in. Hear what I'm saying. Boxing is a blood, sweat, and tears sport, right?
Right.
Motherfuckers swell up. Motherfuckers get their jaw broke or fractured, whatever it is. The first thing I would have did in that corner was cleared his right eye, look like it, to make sure he had vision. If I would have said, "Can you see?" He would say, "Yeah." I would say, "How you feel? Are you able to continue?" If he said, "Yeah," I would have asked him, "What high school did you go to? And how old is your mother?" Just to make sure his mind is there. Because he had his mobility. It wasn't his brain. He was just, that shit with his face, that come with the sport. If you got a soft stomach, turn the motherfucking channel. I'd have put that inswell on his ass, make sure he was good, because it was late in the fight. I'd have sent him back out there. I would have watched him throughout that round. But shit, he wasn't unconscious. He wasn't like the guy was that died when we put water in his mouth, the shit just oozed out his mouth. No, shit like that. That's when you stop the fight. If he say I'm dizzy, I'm lightheaded, stop the fight. But if he say I can continue, I can see, that swelling and shit come with the sport. You don't stop that shit because the motherfucking head knotted up. That shit come with the territory. I seen fighters in worse condition than that and went on and continued and won. But today you got these motherfuckers, man. They see a little this, or see a little that, and they stop the fight. If that boy could have continued last night, man.
Did you agree with the scorecards?
I ain't see the whole fight, but
No, at the end they show Lubin was up on the scorecards by 1.
The clips that I seen look like Lubin was dominating the fight, but I wouldn't have stopped it the way they stopped it. That shit was terrible, man.
So now let me ask you this, right? Like, never mind.
Go ahead and ask the question, man.
Never mind, coach. Because it's about the cut man.
What about him?
That's why I said never mind, but
I didn't see that part, but if that was me in the corner, I would have compressed that shit out, man.
Yeah, but that was the same. That was some of the same people who corner you had to step in to be a cut man.
Oh, I know, but
you get what I'm saying. So that's my question. Like, does the cut man have some blame in there? Because you know what I mean. Like, I when I was watching some of the clips, we never seen him really working on his face.
Did he stop the fight before the cut man got a chance to work on
it? When they came to the corner, they was already stopping it. They never even worked on it.
Cut man didn't even get a chance to do his work. But I would have cleared that out first to make sure he had vision. If he said he couldn't see, then you got to stop the fight. He just can't see. But if he can see out that eye, all of that was shit. He can go. He can go. He can go. Oh, these motherfuckers with soft stomachs, man. They need to go play golf or something, man. Fuck that. It's a blood, sweat, and tears sport. His brain wasn't his brain. He was okay. He had his mobility. The doctor ringside after the fight to fix the rest of that shit up. You understand what I'm saying?
Because I mean, in my eyes, he was still fighting.
Right. The way they stopped the shit too fast, man. So what I seen motherfuckers get their jaw broken and finish the fight out, fractured, that shit come with the territory. Now if he say I can't continue, my shit hurt, then you gotta stop it. But he didn't say that. He didn't say he was dizzy, he was lightheaded. He wasn't stumbling and shit.
Yeah, but Lubin learned a valuable lesson last night too.
What's that?
You can't stand in that box with that boy. He definitely was catching Lubin.
Yeah.
He was banging with him.
The clips I see. And that's a mistake, man, because people think because somebody is tall, every tall person can't fight inside. And that's not true. That's not true. That's where Lubin felt he made his mistake. He said, I'm gonna fight him close, I'm gonna smother his reach. No, that tall boy know how to throw short shots. And that's where he made his mistake.
Amir Liggins said that wasn't no Kenny Porter stoppage.
No, that wasn't no Kenny.
There we go.
I don't think so.
Ramona Burnett, what's up? Happy Sunday, Rize. Cali in the building. What's up, Ramona Burnett? Coach Cal, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Bring me up to speed. What we talking about?
Just breaking down. I'm talking about the Lubin Fondora stoppage and the scorecards.
That shit was
It was what, Kenny?
That was a premature stoppage last night.
Do you think it was a good stop or bad stop?
The bad stop, panic in the corner. They panic. They panic in the corner, Cal.
You shaking your head, Coach Cal. What you think?
No, I said the same thing, but Speeds beat me up last night, so I'm being quiet.
Oh, y'all already touched bases on this shit last night.
We talked about that. No, we talked about it last night, but I have a different because first and foremost, the cut man was some shit. You get what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, I'm grade school. A lot of people that's listening to cut men, that they probably don't know this shit. I had a good motherfucking tutor, Chen, Lamont Farmer. He taught me a lot of shit when I first started working with pros. In that back room, before a pro even come out, you take that inswell and you put that motherfucking inswell across his forehead. that restricts the blood flow before the fight even starts. Blood flow is what brings the blood to the cut if you should get cut. Mr. Chen taught me that shit 20 years ago. So his head would have never even swelled up if they would have did that in the dressing room before the fight.
Okay, can I say something there? Then nobody wasn't trying to do anything to actually to tend to it, to get him. And fighters been through situations like that for a while. Then Cunningham told him, I think it was in the 6th, 7th round, nigga, we in a war right now. He told him, we're in a war. Livingston was doing great when he stood on the outside and he kept getting on the ropes. Fandor, hands off, salute him and everything. The boy was in shape. You know what I'm saying? The boy was definitely in shape. Lubin knew that this motherfucker was vicious in the inside, but he kept trying to stay on the inside. He kept trying to stay on the inside with him. I give my props to Lubin. He hit the canvas, got off the canvas, and put him on the canvas. You get what I'm saying?
Why did they? What was the official reason why they stopped it? Did they ever say?
Well, I looked at it when Cunningham got up on the he didn't ask him no questions.
No, not your opinion. After the fight, did they interview anybody, and did anybody say why they stopped it?
Nah. Everybody just kept saying it was a good stoppage. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at the corner. I always look at the corner, what's going on. When he got up, Lubin was doing the same thing every time he went to the corner. He went, put his hands on top of the ropes, and looked at his coach. When his coach came up there, he didn't even say anything like, yo, don't stop it, don't do anything. He didn't, most fighters be like, he'd be paying attention to his coach. He gonna say something, he gonna give his coach eye-to-eye contact and see what see what type of read. Kenny, we always talk about that corner shit. When motherfucker ready to quit, he didn't look at his coach, give him some type of sign like, yo, stop this shit.
So he was ready to quit, you think?
I knew he was, because he didn't even say anything. He looked at Cunningham and said something too. And looked at Cunningham. Cunningham was coming up. He was on the bottom steps coming up. Lubin was looking down at him. You know what I'm saying? So he knew what his coach was doing. He never sit there and say, yo, don't stop it. Don't do anything. He never said not one word. So then when I looked at it, I said, he was in front of him. So, that formal connection between each other, I can read his face. I can know what's going on. Like, yo, you stop it. I'm cool with it.
So he didn't dispute it after the
they didn't even dispute it enough for Kenny. So it was a good stop.
Quit then.
Yeah, he quit. In a sense, yeah. It was a good stop.
Now I sit here quiet for 5 or 10 minutes. I let you guys talk.
Go ahead,
I did not cut y'all off. I let y'all go ahead and give y'all part intake. Now, what I seen a battered warrior. Is the sport, hold on, is the sport violent? Absolutely. Have I seen guys come back that look worse than what he looked? Absolutely. Have I seen guys get knocked down, get back up, knock the other guy down, that other guy get back up, knock that guy down, he get back up, knock that guy down? Have I seen that before? Sure. But last night, the beating that the shots that boy was taking later into the fight, where he was, you don't have your most pop on your shots anymore for a lot of fighters. Everybody can't carry that power deep into the rounds like Javante. Javante can get you from 1 to 12. That's number one. Everybody don't have that pop from 1 to 12. When he got back up there and looked at Cunningham and didn't dispute that he wanted to continue to fight, and he looked him in his eyes, he say, that's it. That's enough.
Yep,
I would not want to sit back and watch a fighter lose their life in the ring when you let them go past. Man, I bet you this boy was concussed this morning. This boy, now, what I am surprised about is that the part I called wrong with the fight, I got to take my hat off to Fandor, because I argued Fandor remind me of Hitman Hearns. and he liked the box on the inside and not stay long. Last night, he proved me wrong that he could go blow to blow on the inside. I thought Lubin was going to win the inside battle. I called that part wrong. I said, yeah.
But at the end of the night, we did say the same thing. Do Fondor do have the crack, or Lubin don't have a chin?
Correct. But like I say, my tail of the tape was the Fondor needed to stay long because I respected Lubin power more than I respected Fondor's power at the beginning of the fight. That's number one. I respected Lubin's power more than Fondor. Last night, Fondor answered a lot of questions for me. I said this is a big stop-up fight. And for him to finish it in this emphatic fashion that he did with that type of caliber of opponent impressed me last night. Go ahead, Senior.
Hey, Fondora, to be that long, to be that tall, that inside game of his, man, because he was beating the shit out he was beating the shit out of Lubin in that inside, man. And Lubin didn't adjust. He didn't make the necessary adjustment.
He did, but he went back to it. He did, but he went back to it.
He kept falling back, and he kept falling back down the hill, back into his old shit.
So did he have the tall guy did he get hit at all with good shots?
Yeah, he got when Lubin would step to the outside, he would catch him. But he would go right back into the inside, and Fondor would work him.
It sounded like the judges had the scorecards close, but it sounded the way y'all sound like the other kid wasn't getting hit with no big shots.
That's why I was asking.
No. What I seen, I didn't know that card was that close on the what you call it, but I was calling. No, that was the last card, but I was calling it. Lubin's shots was strong. Lubin's shots was strong on the outside. And that got me because I thought Fondor's shots would have been more stronger on the outside. Fondor's shots on the outside wasn't phasing Lubin. Lubin was doing a great job on the outside. Soon as Fondor got in the inside, man, he was penny-patting, hitting him with something hard. Boom. Penny-patting, hitting him with something hard. Boom. The uppercut was like money for Fondor. It was like money. He was hit, what's his name, so many times. That was the shot that set him on his ass.
Ask me this question. If Lubin's face and shit wasn't swelled up or anything, would you still consider stopping the fight? From the beat?
I would have kept letting them fight.
From the way the fight was going, you would still let it go.
Reason why? Because Lubin was getting beat up like that before the fight. Get what I'm saying? And he came back.
So
and got him.
So it's the swelling the reason why they stopped it then.
In my observation of the corner, I don't know what Cunningham seen looking at him. Get what I'm saying? Because I wasn't in front of him. Soon as he come up the steps, it could have been he was taking too many shots.
Yeah.
It could have been he was taking too many shots, or he just looked messed up in the face. Because he looked at like Martin boxing Tom Hearn that night, yo. It's just
right here in between his eyes. That wasn't bothering his sight, but his eye itself was closing up. They should have worked on that and then pressed that out. But he looked like he could continue to me.
No, in my eyes,
if he said he couldn't see out his eye, it's shit you can do but stop because he got one eye. But if you clear his eye and he say he could see, all of that shit was you can deal with that.
That's true. That's
before in that last round, they already determined that they was gonna stop that fight. Because as soon as the fight ended, when the big guy, he already had the towel in his hand when he was stepping up onto the ring.
Now I think the way it sounds that they was trading shots. I didn't see the fight, but it sounded like they was trading shots on the same level.
Hey, the official was in the ring more than all of us. He didn't even indicate. When I looked at that fight, that official said, I ain't getting involved with it. I'm just gonna break a clean break and let them fight it out. Best man win. He didn't even get, normally official going to stand there and watch and make sure the safety for both fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because of the accidents that we've been having. But he was saying, I'm not gonna get in the middle of this. May the best man win.
But the corner stopped the shit.
The corner stopped it.
It was already when that round was over, that fight wasn't going into another round. I don't give a fuck what Lubin said or not. From what I seen, they was already gonna stop that fight.
I already said, in my opinion, I say somebody gonna get stopped in the 10th round.
Do you think y'all think
you Coach Calvin, you said that fight? I don't know what round you said it in, but you said that this fight somebody's getting knocked out.
And I said the 10th round, but it went to the 9th. I said the 10th round, somebody going to sleep.
Do y'all think it was a good call to stop it?
I do.
At first, Kenny, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad about the stoppage because I watched. If you go back and watch the fight, Lubin walked to the corner the same way every round. He put both his hands on the top of the ring, wait till his coach come in, they put the stool in, he turned around, sit down. They start working on him. He did this.
Damn. Coach Kenny.
Adam. He never made any sign of like, yo, what the fuck you doing? No, coach, woo, nothing. So that tells me Lubin was out on his feet going into the corner. You with me?
So yeah, I see what you're saying.
So Kenny, you know how we get that. We get that. Kenny, how many stoppages we seen that we know the fighter sit there and say, yo, man, for real, yo, I'm done.
Yeah. I would have, if I was in that corner, if we was in that corner last night, we would have been discussing. I was like,
no, we are down. What's going on? You ain't doing such, right, just to see is he communicating with you. You got to see if that fighter.
We would have checked him out first. If he said he was good after we fixed him up, send him back out. But it looked like they ain't asked him shit. They just panicked.
No, I told you. Soon as that fight, it wasn't going in the 10th round. They determined that in the 9th round that they wasn't going to the next round.
No, because I agree with you.
When they came to the corner, they didn't ask him anything.
Dang.
No, they didn't. They didn't. So you right about that, Senior.
We rebutted and established that. Now I'm gonna throw another one at y'all. Where do Lubin goes from here? Did this hurt us?
No way.
Did this hurt his stock? Or was this a fight?
He not getting back to the #1 contender.
Helped his stock. Limpball Swami. Let me go.
Let me explain something.
Let me hear Limpball Swami opinion on that one.
He been stopped twice, man. You can't bet on him no more.
Hey, let me explain. On the business side, he gonna fight young fighters that's trying to get a name if he continue to box. But they're not gonna put him in a position.
Look, jokers that's doing 10 rounds, if they thinking about putting that money on, they're gonna put him in there with Lubin to see if they can rough Lubin up. Because they know Lubin been stopped twice. They can't bet on Lubin no more. I would never bet on Lubin because he been stopped twice.
So you saying he gatekeeper material now?
That was my question.
Hey, gatekeeper. Yeah,
that's that. No, that's not. You got to look at the business. On the business side, he been in 3 major fights. 3 major fights. The guy that just lost, I forgot his name. He lost. He got dropped in that fight. He got dropped by Charlo, and he just got dropped right there. That's 3 major fights he been in.
Now, it's not about the losses. It's about how you got stopped. You can fight in a motherfucking fight and go the distance and lose, or you could be in there going out on your shield and the ref still say that's it. No, you can still somebody still bet on you because you didn't quit. But he been stopped. Right. He been stopped, boy. You can't bet on him no more.
The commentator said it most. He's a good fighter. He's strong, but do he got a chin?
Right. I wouldn't bet on him.
So my question is, will he ever get back to that hammer moniker that he started out with.
Nah.
No.
Not in a big situation, but he can still get some highlights on these up and coming 154s that they trying to move to see where he really at. Because again, that Squeeze, you said it to me. That chin is questionable. I can name 5-6 fight when Ruben got caught. Where he hit the canvas. He get up and fight. He did it again. He get up and fight. You get what I'm saying? But as a fighter or as a trainer, coach, manager, do you keep putting them in that situation?
Coach Squeeze.
Yo.
In the words of Black Jesus, Coach Kenny Ellis, if a fighter get knocked out like that 3 times, they shouldn't be fighting no more.
If he get knocked out the way he got knocked out the first time, 3 times, he should be fighting no more. He didn't get knocked out last night.
No, he didn't. That's what made me argue.
That first knockout was devastating. If he get clipped like that again, he done.
Because Pacquiao got clipped like that, and he got back and still made noise. You know what I'm saying, y'all? But that's a different weight class.
Yeah.
Pacquiao had a meat man though, so that's different.
No, but I'm saying a lot of fights been knocked out cold and several times and they come back. But what I was saying is the sanctions should make it where as though a motherfucker can't. You've been knocked out cold 3 times, can't fight no more. That shit ain't guaranteed you coming up out of that shit. That's brain trauma right there.
Yeah, hey, when Pacquiao got knocked out, he got knocked out cold, sleep, young. He was out. Yeah. He made a comeback from that.
Yeah. But that shit can't happen to me.
What's up, chat?
That's the part people don't understand. It can't happen too many times, bro. That brain ain't gonna bounce back too many times.
Yeah, when I was talking last night, I thought it was a bad stoppage. But then when I sit back and watched it again and looked at the coach and Brandon, Senior, you said something real slick. I mean, real smart. They already decided they was gonna stop that fight in the 8th round. You know what I'm saying? But Lubin still looked at the same. When you go watch a fighter come back to the corner, man, he was badly hurt.
Hey,
he was badly hurt getting dropped. And Fendor still was throwing the same types of punches. The punches never changed. He still jumped right in his chest. He still was throwing short, close shots. The fight never changed.
So it was just his physical appearance that made the corner panic then.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
If y'all can recall the fight with Timothy Bradley and the Russian guy,
that was a good fight.
Hold on, I can't think of his name. The Russian guy, he fought, and they were going back and forth, blow for blow, and I think they knocked each other down, if I'm not mistaken. Both of them got back up. After that fight, they didn't stop it. It went the distance. They gave it to Bradley, which arguably a lot of people say he lost that fight. But Timothy Bradley say he was concussed after that fight. He said homeboy knocked him out and then woke him back up in the heated exchange in the middle of the fight. But he said it took him a long time to recover after that fight. It messed his head up. He mentioned this out his own mouth.
We went to 4 fights like that. We see that happens in a fight. That's nothing new.
A lot of fights go to distance, 12 rounds. Nobody hurt. And guess what? At the end of the night, they both got concussions.
Yep.
That shit come with the territory.
That come with the territory. That's part of the fight game.
Everybody get concussions, man. But you got to be.
What's the protocol? What's the protocol? If you get a concussion in football, you cannot play the next game.
But sometimes you get concussions in the sparring session. If you don't have nobody in the gym with the knife, you don't even know.
Preach.
You don't even know. Coaches, listen.
That's not what I asked.
Wait.
That's not what I asked.
I'm great.
What is the protocol when you get concussed? What's the protocol?
That's that football protocol. Ain't no boxing protocol because they ain't make no protocol for boxing. When you a boxer, you in the fight. That's how it get down. You in the fight. They throwing blows. They shoot that thing. You're going to get hit.
If you watching the sparring session and the fighter get a concussion in the gym, you wouldn't even know.
Hey, Kenny, Swami, I done seen you say go back and forth with Coach Calm sometimes, like Calm, don't put that boy back in there. He hurt Calm, and Calm like he asked for it. He wanted this is a touch for him. So Kenny, I done seen you protect a lot of fighters. My question is, what is your protocol when you do know?
You take them out.
Take them out. You take time off.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
But I'm saying a lot of times I've seen concussions in different gyms, but I don't step on nobody's feet. They don't even know what the fuck to look for when it's. I seen in sparring sets, I see it all the time. Kids get concussions, but the coaches don't even have a clue that they got one. Not just our gym, other gyms I've been to.
You know what though, Kenny? Swami, Limpball Swami, is levels to this. And you on another level when it comes to the knowledge of that. You've been around the sport.
But what I'm saying
for over 25 years. You know what to look for. You have the knowledge. You'd have been probably in about almost from the beginning you started over 500 fights.
But what
you
I'm
didn't see.
Hold up, Kenny. I'm telling you this. Kenny, hold on, let me get this off.
I passed the knowledge before to motherfuckers, and they don't even listen.
Let me explain something to you.
It work anyway.
I've been in 4 fights where a motherfucker was out on his feet. Out on his feet. 4 of them. And the motherfucker came back, didn't even know it, and still won the fucking fight.
And because of that reason, a lot of people let it go on because they're okay with that, but that don't make it right.
Right. Kenny, I understand what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying.
They don't make it right.
Hey, see
until a motherfucker get carried out on the stressor, then they say shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, but that's what happened. That's been happening though. That's been happening in boxing. Let's go back and look. Hey, Kenny, that's why you asked the question. That's why you asked the question, Kenny, when you came in.
I'm getting biked here. Jump in at any time.
Hey, see you know when Kenny came on, he asked the question. Did the fighter did it? I explained it. At first, I was mad about the stoppage. Remember last night? I was fussing about the stoppage. But then when I sit down and look at the coach was indicating certain things. Because I know in the corner, if my fighter ain't responding to me, you get me saying? Ain't saying stuff, ain't giving me certain looks, you get me saying? I'm going to stop the fight. And I'm even going to ask him, like, yo, I'm about to stop the fight because you're not taking control of it or doing something to stop what he's doing to you.
See, my only thing was they already had it determined that they was gonna stop it. Like they never asked him anything. They never.
But no, they probably did that. They probably did that the last round.
But then he never like you said, he never fought it. Like when Wilder got knocked out, Wilder got knocked out. We all know Wilder was fucked up. Wilder was mad that they stopped that fight. He was fighting back. Yeah, why you stop it? Woo woo. Lubin just looked defeated.
He ain't say nothing.
He just was like,
I seen fighters on their feet. So I said, they say, no, it was a good stoppage because I didn't see what the coach see. He looking him in his face. He looking him in his face.
Hey.
But usually, like when Kenny stopped Malik, he said certain things to him to get some type of response from him.
And that was a good stoppage.
Right. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back to my man Sean Porter. Let's go back to Sean Porter. Almost the same situation. But Sean's face wasn't beat up. Was that a good stop?
His father stopped that. He wasn't. I think it wasn't him.
I think that was a good stoppage too.
The Sean Porter one?
I don't
think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Man?
He jumped out. Wait a minute. I got him in here. He jumped out. What's going on, good brother?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Oh, it's going on here, y'all.
Thanks for having me on, man.
It's about to get heated around here.
It's about to get hot, baby.
Hey, we talking about the stoppage last night. What was your intake of what you seen?
You know what? I didn't think it was a bad stoppage, man. He must have seen something in his eyes that made him stop the fight, man. He knows his fighter. He knows his fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen fighters in all these kind of situations looking worse than Lubin, and for some reason they continue, they make it, but he must have seen something. He knows his fighter.
I said that, didn't I say you?
What's that?
Right. So, and that's what I was saying.
Like
the part that don't make it a bad stoppage, Lubin didn't dispute it. Like he didn't throw no type of fit to say I can't continue, I want to continue. So that's what definitely makes like, okay, it wasn't a bad stop. It's like the fighter don't even want to fight no more. You see what I'm saying?
I don't want to cut nobody off, but let's pay our respects. Joining us live from Canada, the Weigh In Boxing Podcast.
Appreciate
How you doing, brother Greg? Let's get that out the way. Let's pay our respects for our host and our guests on the show. Go ahead, senior, finish, champ.
No, so I was just saying, like the Sean Porter stoppage. I think they could have kept fighting. Think they could have gave Sean Porter another round. In my opinion, they could argue that. They could give him another round. Like even if you stop it, the next round after that, give him one more round to see where he was at, because he's still capable of fighting.
Sean said, "Man, we never talk about a situation like that. I didn't know what was going on. He wasn't satisfied with it, but he rolled with it. I know in previous fights, when a fighter don't want a person to stop that fight, they say, Coach, give me one more shot. It's, some type of communication. When Ruben went in that corner, man, he didn't say not one word.
And that's why I don't make it bad.
I thought it was a bad stoppage. Remember last night?
Right.
I said it. It was a bad stoppage. But then when I looked at it again, I said, nah, the coach sees something that I couldn't see from the back. Because they never showed, the camera never showed Ruben's face, like looking down at the coach. They showed it after they stopped. He turned around.
Hey, Coach Cal, let me throw this at you. Coach Cal, and all of y'all can chime in on this if y'all can recall. I know Swami.
You breaking up. I can't hear you. You breaking up. You breaking up.
I know Swami recall. I'm still breaking up.
Go ahead.
I'm listening there. I got it.
In the Fonseca fight at the Myrna Arena, whatever it is, Royal Farms Arena, when Tank fought in Baltimore, and when he had old boy on the rope and knocked his eyes back into his head and hit him with 6 or 7 hellacious shots, and Harvey, the referee Harvey Doc, stepped in and stopped it. And after he stopped it, old boy like, why you stop it?
Because he wasn't defending himself no more.
Hold on, I'm gonna get to you. And he said he still showed he had his marbles, but the fight got stopped. Take it away, Limball Swami.
He's talking to me. Let me ask that question, Kenny.
No. He said Limball Swami. That was his pride after the fact. But in the mix of it, his hands dropped, and that next punch was great to kill his ass. That's why the ref stopped it.
You answered what I was saying in the Lubin fight. I just set you up.
No, that was
with a right goddamn hook to your goddamn body. You just answered what I said. Lubin was a punch away from fucking getting out of there.
Was not.
You sound like the preacher hollering at the congregation on Sundays, yo.
If he was a punch away from getting killed, they would have stopped it in the mix.
The referee would have stopped it. The referee that stopped the fight.
He walked back to the corners. He had all his mobilities. His brain wasn't fucked up.
There you go, Kenny. Preach, Kenny.
Listen, it was his physical appearance that his corner panicked. They got weak stomachs. He wasn't fucked up. I would have got his eyes straight, made sure he could see if his mental was there. It wasn't his brain. He had his mobility. This shit is blood, sweat, and tears. You don't stop this shit because somebody's swelling up or they bleed. You fix the shit, send it back out, and you let the doctor see him when the fight over with.
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not disputing that. But I gave you a scenario as a fan
You said
as a fan from the outside looking in. Hey, brother Greg, let's ask our guests. Let's show our manners. Let's show our manners. Hold on. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful.
Let me say something. He said, show our manners. This is our podcast. The whole year we've been saying, ain't no gag order. So now
ain't no gag order.
Welcome to the podcast with no gag order, brother.
I love it.
Look, brother Greg, what do you think about that scenario I just gave? If you can remember that fight when Tank fought in Baltimore.
I actually don't remember that fight, but I'll say this though. You guys are cornermen. You know your fighters, man. You know what you're seeing. You look in their eyes and you'll be able to know. Regardless of how they look. He could have looked not even that bad. He could have looked just like the fight started, but you know your guy. You know?
Tell him again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You gotta
100%.
I didn't dispute that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Reason why I'm saying that, we work corners. We've been in situations like that. Me and Kenny be looking at each other and say, yo, that fighter really wanted to quit. He just was waiting for somebody to give him an out. Am I right or wrong, Kenny?
Hey,
and his name is Axel Lubin. His name is Axel Lubin.
Let me say something. Calvin. Hey, Calvin.
Let's get them likes up, y'all. We got 101 people in here. Let's get them likes up.
Let me say one more thing. Calvin, we spoke on it the other day. When Black Ice fought, he was bleeding out of both eyes in his nose.
Both eyes were shut.
Wait a minute. I said, Calvin, we need a punch from God to win this one because he was so far behind. So we let it go to the next round. Most people would have stopped it because he was so fucked up. And he clipped his ass and knocked the dude out where most people would have stopped because he was bleeding. You don't stop a fight because somebody's bleeding. As long as it ain't bothering his sight, let him go.
All right. Let's move on from the Lubin and Sebastian fight. Hold on. As the host, it gotta be a mediator. Let's move on to Ryan Garcia and when you had a cookout to go plate. Let's move on to that fight. Let's start with brother Greg down in the corner.
Listen, honestly, I wasn't impressed with Ryan, man. I really wasn't. He didn't really show me anything. I know he was off for that period of time, but I think he should have got dude out of there, man. He was just looking for the knockout for the whole fight. He didn't set nothing up for me. And listen, I didn't like that return for Ryan Garcia, man. I was looking for more. I was looking for more personally. I don't know what you guys think about that, man.
From what I've seen, the hype of the fight must have gotten to go. Me and you watched to go fight, Coach Squeeze. He's a way more aggressive fighter from the clips we seen versus the to go that I seen last night. So when like people ask me why did I bet on to go, from what I seen, he was more aggressive. Last night he was very passive, and he was scared of Ryan. He wasn't letting his hands go. And Ryan did not put on a great performance at all. Because if to go would have picked it up a little bit, he would have pushed Ryan back a little bit, and it would have been a more interesting fight, in my opinion.
Swami, Limball Swami.
His time off ain't no excuse. I seen Sugar Ray take 5 years off of his eye. He come back and beat Hagler. I seen other great fighters come out of retirement with no warm-up fight. Spence just come back off an accident and took Danny Garcia as a warm-up and beat him. The level that Rize supposed to be on, he was supposed to stop that dude. He all hype. You can't bet on him.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Swami, you can't be doing this, man. They gonna take all the podcasts off the air. Just keep Al's on. You gotta take it easy, Coach Calvin Ford.
Well, I didn't watch this fight. I was listening to Senior talk about to go coming back in the later rounds, and I think Senior was right. I think the crowd again, American fighters versus overseas fighters, they just couldn't adapt coming through that situation. You know what I'm saying? But I think he woke up in the later rounds because I was hearing Senior hollering, "Yeah, okay." You start seeing glimpses of who you was watching on tape, correct? Correct, in the later round. You know, again, I don't know if it's because of the new trainer or he just wanted to knock him out. I didn't watch the fight. I didn't see the fight. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I think to go was caught up in the moment and didn't do what he wanted to do because of him traveling here to the U.S. his first time on this stage and whatnot. He just couldn't show up.
Let me piggyback off of what Coach Calvin just said. In the press conference Gervonta Tank Davis had, when I looked at them interviewing him, FightHype.com, he said out of his mouth, in the words of Gervonta Tank Davis, he said, Rolly never been on a stage like this. He's running his mouth, and soon he walked down that, and them fans start cheering and booing him. Let's see how he respond to that. Tank said it himself. It's levels to this. He say, I've been here. I know how it is. He never been here. So I want to see how when the lights hit him and prime time go, how is he going to respond?
Yeah, you seen, we watched the videos together, Coach Squeeze. You seen like he's a way more aggressive fighter than the display he put on last night.
A couple of the people in the comments, subscribers was saying that he was a little smaller. He really fights at 126. He came up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I seen him saying that last night.
This is what I like about our fans. They really be doing their homework on little things that we miss. You know, and you can see the disparity in the ring. The disparity was like this. But Ryan's performance last night to me was garbage. I'm going with Limball Swami and Coach Calvin on this. Earl Spence had a life-ending. If you've seen the video of his car flipping over 20, 15 times, the way that car was tore apart, for him to come back from that was a victory in itself. And to go in there against a tough game warrior and Danny Garcia and did what he did was impressive in the class all by itself. Who else? Oh, let's expand on the Triple G fight. Did you see that, brother Greg?
I did see that fight.
Take it away.
Listen, man, my metaphor of that fight, man, is like, listen, up here in the cold, when you turn on your car, you got to wait for it to warm up before you get that good warm air blowing, man. I feel like that was Triple G. I feel like he took the early rounds to get back into things. He turned 40, and I think it just took him that time to just get the wheels rolling again, man. He's older, so things take a little bit longer to get going. And yeah, he got the knockout, which I expected. So, I mean, that's my take on Triple G, man. He's at that age now where he just got to do things a little bit differently. And he said that before the fight, too. You know, he said he's definitely realizing that he is 40 years old. But I don't think that's looking too good for him fighting Canelo in September. I don't know about how he's going to look in that fight.
Coach Calvin Ford?
I've said piggyback off of him the same thing. He at that age right there. It's time for him to do, because you can get old in the ring at that age. Me, 57, can't do what your mind tell you to do. They say the first thing to go, the last thing to go is the mind. You know what I'm saying? Can he fight on that level at 40? You know, Brian Hopkins did it. Different type of man, though. You know what I'm saying? Some fighters can do it. Some fighters cannot do it. You know, we're going to see if he's going to fight Canelo and see how his performance goes. You know, again, Triple G did what he do. He put that Triple G on you. So he did finish the way how he started this game, putting that GGG on you. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say nothing bad about him. He did what he normally do. That's how he got that name. It's a billion boxers out there. There's only a few names I mentioned there. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something about you to make people talk about you. We just got to see. Just got to see when Canelo and him meet up again.
Limball Swami?
My opinion, the only reason why he's fighting at 40 is because he was protected along the way. I ain't interested in watching it. I ain't watched it last night.
Yo, hey, when the Smarmy get into it, it's just like a good ass steak with all the trimmings, and you cut into it. It's nice and tender. I love when my boy on fire. Go ahead, see your dog.
Hell no, I ain't coming back after that. No, next subject. I ain't messing with Coach Kenny. He already ended that.
Damn. Let me give you my take on what I seen. I seen, which I never thought he was pound for pound. Let's get that out of the way. He did what he had to do with the level of competition that he was faced in. I think the Canelo fights, people arguably saying that he won one of them. Some of them say he won both of them. I think he lost both of them. But what speed up to what I seen last night, it was almost like he didn't have his legs under him. For a 40-year-old, he impressed me. But to get back to the elite level of competition in the upper echelon of that division, I don't think so. So that's where I'm gonna leave that at with the Triple G fight. Now we gonna go to the Tony Harrison fight. Limp Swami, take it away, yo.
I didn't watch that fight, man, but I thought that Tony would outbox him when I was watching the press conference, though, but I didn't watch the fight.
Coach Calvin was down with it. So, Coach Calvin, give me your intake on that.
Well, I'm kind of worried about Tony right now because the first couple of rounds, this guy was in Tony's ass, man. Wasn't he, senior? He was in his ass.
Definitely.
But he went to the corner. He listened to his corner. He made the adjustments and did what he was supposed to do. But then when I look at Tony, and that's why I say I'm worried about him, can he fight that same way against the upper launch guys? Get me saying, the young stunners that's coming out there. I got a feeling he's going to wind up fighting one. He's going to wind up fighting Big Boy. The performance he put on last night, I think it'd be the same way like Ruben. You with me? They had to make a decision, you know. But I don't know, Tony. He's a different type of beast. You know what I'm saying? And you never know what was on his mind because I heard somebody threw something at him. He tried to get to him, so he might was thinking about whooping his ass. See about whooping the guy ass was in the ring last night with him. You know.
Brother Greg, what's your input on that fight?
Yeah, no, I agree with Coach Calvin. Garcia definitely came out with that pressure. But Tony handled it good, man. He definitely made those adjustments and boxed him very well. So I was impressed with the performance last night. I mean, obviously, Coach Calvin, you know him a little bit better. So, I mean, I guess you see some things there with him. But I didn't think it was a horrible performance. I think he did what he needed to do, made the proper adjustments due to the aggressiveness that was presented to him. So I think it was a good comeback performance off of the one he had before. I don't know where he goes from here, but we'll see, though. I like the performance last night, though. I don't know. My brother Francis is supposed to be coming back on today, so I'll be looking out for him.
I can't wait to see him.
Yeah.
See, what's your intake on the Tony Harrison fight? And can you still mention him amongst the top in the 54 when you talk top 5 or top 10 after last night's performance? Where would you rank him at?
Hell no, he ain't in the top 5.
No, but he's still in the top 10.
Yeah, he might be in the top 10, but he damn sure ain't in no top 5.
Why?
He not there yet. He not there, Coach.
Okay, champ. Okay. So, my next question is,
I think, wait, before you go there, Squeeze, I think y'all need to go check the stacks because they showed it last night. And that 154, they went from, I think it was 1 to 15 or 1 to 20. It's deep. That 54 is so goddamn deep, yo. It's unreal. Yeah, that 54 weight class, man, it's just like us changing our socks and drawers every day. Anybody is subject to bounce from any level in that 154.
We talk about that 154 all the time. It's deep over there.
Mm-hmm. It's just like the 147. That them weight classes is like whoop, 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 whoop. And we had a chance to see it in the pandemic. How many times that belt changed that 154 hand?
Yeah, I agree. That 54 is stacked. Definitely stacked. But let me ask Brother Greg, in what he's seen and in his professional opinion, where do you see Ryan Garcia go from last night's fight? And can we take him seriously?
He better not say Tank name all this goddamn mouth. I know that
name, yeah.
Matter of fact, they asked him, he wouldn't even answer.
Brother Greg, what you say?
You know, he definitely can't ask for Tank at all. He did not show me anything that warrants him getting any of those top guys, man. I don't know who they want to put him in with next, but I really wasn't that impressed. I really wasn't. I think a more notable name will definitely give him problems. Same way he got dropped against Campbell. I think that could be his future, man, because he just looks to get that knockout, throw that left hook, and get those stoppages, man. He's not really showing me nothing, to be honest with you. I think the upper echelon guys will take him out. I think he's the lesser of the top names that you mentioned for me. Yeah.
Real. So let me. Oh, that was nice. So are you saying did it stop, drop that wasn't there in the first place, or did it stop, drop even more last night from that performance? Because we know he's an internet gangster.
Yeah.
That he is. But that performance last night, did it make him go here or here?
It made him go way down for me. Because it's like all the talking he's been doing, like I expected him to stop this dude, the way he's been talking and the reputation that he's trying to build for himself. You got to show me more, man. And I think if he gets in there, but like I said, those top guys, I mean, I think it's a wrap, man. I don't think he really does anything to those guys.
Can I say something, y'all?
Sure.
Go ahead, Coach.
Y'all got to look at it, man, on the business side. This is not the fight. He's going to get a payday because of his backing, man.
True.
He's going to get it. Y'all can't stop that. You know what I'm saying? He went with a new coach. They're going to put him in a situation. He's going to call out anybody he wants. He's been doing that and ain't fought nobody. You get what I'm saying? He called out Tank. And then when he had a chance to fight Tank, what happened? He had a chance to fight Devin Haney. What happened? He had the chances to fight these guys. But the people that's handling him looked at him and said, yo, that's a lot of money we about to waste. But Oscar De La Hoya was willing to put him out there because he gave him the money. So he had to get his return back. But the guy from over England said, nah, we ain't going to let him do that. We got to figure something else because that's too much to lose right now. And now they saying like, yo, man, we got a dud right here. Where you gonna go at? So eventually they're gonna have to cash out on him.
Send his ass to Upton for 90 days and take his ass back. They tear the fur off any fucking body.
I just, when you look at it, he's gonna get the fight. You can't stop that.
Hey, Lip Boss for me. Say it again.
Send his ass to Upton. Days, then take them back out. They hit shit out of anybody.
Y'all see what I'm repping? y'all see home of Coach Calvin and Kenny Ellis right here. The ones who got it started, baby. Upton bread. You see how Upton fighters get down.
Let me ask y'all this question. Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz.
Man.
Isaac Cruz.
That's a good fight.
Problems, man. Yeah.
No, Isaac Cruz has stopped Ryan Garcia.
It's a good fight.
Ryan Garcia versus Frank Martin.
Oh my God.
Frank Martin, stop him, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God.
Who can they cash out on him with?
Tank.
He's not gonna take
that. Listen to the key word you just say.
Cash out. I get it, but
yeah.
Y'all, listen to what you just say. If I put all this money in this 401k, and I can't go no further with it. I need to get my money back. I gotta put him in front of somebody where I'm gonna see a return.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. And y'all already say you don't got it. So what's the next move as a businessman? What you gonna do?
Gotta be a money fight. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I just Ryan should have stayed.
Let me explain something to you. We always sit back and talk about the fights. In the real world today, they looking at the dollars. That what makes dollars sense.
So what's the money fight for Ryan, you think? Like if you're advising him or you're his coach, what fight do you guys pursue?
Well, the thing is, man, Ryan got some tangibles, but ever since he ain't been fighting nobody, I don't know where to send him at. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He called out Fortuna, he called out Tank, he called out everybody, but didn't fight nobody. Then he come back, the fighter guy, and had a bad performance. Didn't look real good. You know what I'm saying? So you ask yourself when you see what you're seeing, damn, what type of move I'm going to make? I got to find the biggest fight without me spending the most money to make the fight.
Put him in there with the fight, biggest fight the fans want to see. Roll the dice.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Good call, Kenny.
Roll the dice.
Good call.
Or you gonna lose out.
You're gonna lose because you gotta look at it. So y'all ain't looking at it. They paid Ryan a whole bunch of money, man. And it's just like a quarterback or a running back get a whole bunch of money, and then when they get that money, they don't what? Show up. That's what happened.
Hey, but he ain't make 135 though. He can't make 135 no more.
Because of the long layoff, to tell you the truth. And I don't know who's been pushing him. He could have made it. We don't know. You see, that's one thing y'all don't understand. Y'all not training nobody to see what's going on with that person or knowing what's going on. So I can't say that. He probably could make it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
but
talked
I don't
about
know
that
because I'm not in his camp. He probably could make it if they was doing what he was supposed to do. You got to remember, when was the last time he fought, y'all?
Shit, almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. So you think he ain't gonna get bigger?
Who y'all talking about, Cal?
Ron
We talking about Ron.
Ron
You
Garcia
know,
making
what's the
135.
move? What's the move to do with what would you do with Ron if you was his manager or his coach right now, Squeeze? And you vested money into him. What would you do with him?
You asking me that?
Yeah, I'm asking you that. I'm asking an honest question.
First of all, let me do this. You asked me, right? Can I do it my way?
I just asked you.
Okay. Hey, sir, I'm just trying to. It's blasphemous. Look at your shirt. Let's start the conversation off with that. Upton boxing team.
Okay.
I would let follow me, senior. You could be his wardrobe expert. Swami, you can find the venues for him. Brother Greg, you could be behind the camera. And Coach Calvin, you can hire the people to put his makeup on because I think he'd be an excellent model. There it is. There it is.
All right, that's an assessment of it. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Okay. I'm gonna ask Senior. Answer that question. What would you do with him?
Tell him stick to social media. Stick to social media. I mean, like you Coach Squeeze, you said where did his stock go? His stock went down when he was on Mike Tyson podcast calling out Tank.
Oh,
selling death to Tank over FaceTime. Then they go to make the fight. He cop a deuce, and you know what I mean? Mental health, you know what I mean? If that's what it is, that's what it is. But the way it looks to me on the outside looking in, it was a cop out. You see what I'm saying? His stock bottomed out right there.
So what would you do with him?
Make him start dropping YouTube videos.
They might have to start doing that.
YouTube videos. Look, yo, you gotta keep working till you pay this bill off. I need 10 videos a week.
If you put all that money into him What would you do with him right now?
Man, all that money, we gotta try and go and get a big fight. And we gotta go and get a big fight to try and make that money back, right? So, and if you guys are saying he can't make 35, I don't know, maybe try to get a Teofimo or somebody and try and do something, because I don't know.
Kenny, what would you do, Kenny?
I already told you, the biggest fight the fans want to see, and roll the dice.
There you go. So us three saying the same thing. That's all you can do with them. But I know what they trying to do. They trying to work them back in. You got to look at it. They say, okay, they already been finding fights, picking fights for him. Now he just came back off a long layer, and he probably couldn't make it. So we say, okay, we're gonna give you an easy fight. We can cash a couple of dollars, get a couple of dollars back off this fight. You know what I'm saying? Which they did. Now, okay, we got work to do. We got to work on getting the weight down if we're trying to get them big fights. Because I think the big fights for him are at what, 35?
Correct.
And I don't know he'll do well at 40.
Nah.
All right,
so
y'all. We got
bring him in, Squeeze.
All right, all the way from Canada, hot off the press. Look at the background. He's on the air. He's live. The one, the only, the infamous from Canada himself, brother Rize.
What's up, Brent?
What's going on? What an introduction, man. What's going on, brothers? Salute to everybody in the chat. Definitely, y'all hit that like button, man. Get the likes up. Don't just be sitting there. I know you enjoy it, but just hit the like button, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in with us. What's going on, fellas? Coach Kenny, how you doing? Coach Calvin, my father from another. You already know, man. I love Coach Calvin.
This my dude. Hey, Frank. Well, I'm gonna throw some stuff at you, and I'm gonna give you the floor since you ain't been here. We talked about the Lubison fight. We talked about Ron. Well, let's talk about give us your intake of what you saw last night on the Lubison fight. What you thought?
So I had to really think about it last night, and I want to bring this to the table because I've been listening in the background because my computer decided it wanted to update at the wrong time. But that's another story. What do you guys think about when Miguel Cotto fought Antonio Margarito? That fight last night.
That fight was ugly. That fight was ugly.
Now, I'm not saying the brother had his gloves loaded or anything, but that fight I just keep thinking about it, and I want to get y'all take on it. Y'all been around boxing, especially the Bible. I know you know your knowledge is deep. What is your take on that? That's how he looked, and I agree with you in terms of a coach has got to know your fighter. You got to know your fighter. You got to know when they got it and when they don't. You can't just guess. You can't just take them out of there without having a conversation. We talked about it last night. What is your take on it? Is there similarity there, or am I overthinking it?
I think
you got to call. His audio went out.
Coach Kenny. Let me put him out. I'm going to put him out. He's going to have to come back in. Coach Kenny.
Yeah, he got to go and come back because it kicks out the audio.
Yeah, that's it. All right, Squeeze, answer that question.
The Miguel Cotto and
Margarito.
Antonio Margarita.
Yes, sir.
Right there in itself, the two names you gave makes this situation totally different. You got two Aztec warriors. Now, for Antonio Margarita, especially for his gloves to be loaded, which I think was classless for the sport of boxing. Very classless, but I'm glad because Miguel Cotto, it was a gentleman in the ring. He's a gentleman out of the ring, and he fights for his family. And for Margarito to do that cowardly act, I don't have no respect for him. But the answer to your question, yes, he was battered on pretty bad. And I would see that fight a little different from this fight, in my opinion. But that's my intake on it. But I'm glad Miguel came back and put those hands on Antonio.
Hey, Kenny, you remember the question, Kenny?
I think Cotto was in a little worse situation than Lubin was.
Okay, and Coach Calvin?
Well, looking at the fight, it brings another question. Are you saying what's his name? Gloves was loaded? Because
I'm not putting no blame on him, but we look at.
I'm reflecting back because now you're making me think. Because remember, I said Baltimore was hitting him with some soft punches, and then something hard came in there. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching a Hammerhead punches. His punches was hard. You know what I'm saying? They was hard, and it didn't really look like Baltimore. I mean, what's his name was hitting him with some hard shots.
I said all the time.
Now, looking at what you just said, not saying it is, but again, it makes, because he was only shot that was really getting Lubin that was a good shot was the uppercut.
I see this.
That was the only shot was really lifting Lubin's head up was the uppercut, but he was banged up real bad.
I just want to let you know they did say something about when we was on air last night. I remember the comment before we was closing off. They said, "Did y'all realize they never took off Fondora left glove?" Somebody said that in the comments. Now, by you saying that, they did say that in the comments last night. I don't know if it was the comments or something I was looking at on Facebook, but they did say, "Did y'all realize they didn't take off that left glove?" What?
Hey, yo, because if you look at the fight. What's his name wasn't hitting him with no rocking shots, but Ruben was. You can see the emphasis on his punches. But again, when I was watching the fight, Fondora was hitting him with uppercut. That was the only thing was really lifting his head up. But when you look at Lubin's face, man, it looked like he went through hell, yo.
You guys remember the show The Goonies?
Yeah.
That's how Lubin looked like last night. It looked like somebody one of the Goonies. I mean, to be honest, are we saying that Fondora is a bigger puncher than Lubin? Because it would seem so by the way his face looked.
His face looked. And listen to this. Squeeze said the same thing. Do he really got that crack? According to, let's go look at his stats. His record. His record don't show that he got that type of pop. Am I right or wrong? Good question, then. Good question, man. I mean, you made the fight. You make it now. It's looking at because Ruben's face looked really bad.
I mean, it just reminded me, like we watch boxing. We usually see fighters go toe to toe, back and forth. I mean, Fondora came out of there like he just came to pick up a check, put his glasses on. He was on the phone like he is out. You just went
you said that, and you got that, Squeeze. You said that. Ruben looked like he been in a goddamn, like he was fighting somebody who was a great big puncher.
He looked like he got jumped. Let's keep it real. He looked like he got mauled by about 4 or 5 people. He was getting all different sides, for real.
That's real talk.
It's something to think about because he fought.
It is something to think about, man. I mean, when you look at the fight, I said, yo, what's the name was hitting him with soft punches, something hard, boom. And the only shot that I seen that had real good emphasis on it was the uppercut. But his face was so swollen, man.
That's
he wasn't throwing no whip hands. He wasn't throwing no hell of a jabs. He wasn't throwing no hell of a hooks to build that type of side of his face up.
If that was the case, he would have dropped him 2 or 3 more times, no?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
2, 3, 4 fights back, and he was catching them with clean shots and didn't even swallow them up like that.
You got a good point there, man. You got a good point there.
We got to keep our eye out. It's either that or you got a drug test, something going on. I mean, I'm just saying, this is boxing. This is the hurt business. People get hurt.
Yeah.
Man,
that's why I like you, bro.
Hold on. Let me throw this at
brother yesterday. He disfigured Lubin yesterday. Let's keep it real. We talking boxing. We know punches land, and he disfigured Lubin yesterday.
Let me throw this in, brother Francis, not to cut you off. One of the one of our subscribers just say that if this makes any sense, he made a good point. Fondor, by him being so tall, had a lot of leverage coming down off of those punches. Take it away.
Well, his last fight against Sergio Garcia, he was Sergio Garcia left, right, and center. He got out of there like he just hopped off the plane and went back to Spain. So you got to ask the question. And both his gloves were off right in the ring. Go back and look at it.
I didn't even notice that whole thing.
I'm gonna run that back.
I'm just asking for, because my eyes see and I'm like, it don't make no sense. Like, Fondor is, yes, he's a puncher. He's tall. He's getting leverage on his shots. But Fondor ain't dipping his knees, throwing that uppercut. He's stepping back and throwing those long arms.
His punches didn't even look like he was throwing them hard, to tell you the truth, because I said it before you even came up with that saying. I said he was throwing soft, something hard.
Coach Kenny, you got to tell me, Coach Kenny's thinking. What are you thinking, Coach Kenny?
I'm going to ask Limbaugh Swami.
Listen. A punch with gravity on it is harder than a punch that's coming up. So I ain't gonna say it's height because height don't fight, but the leverage of his reach coming down is more effective than something coming up. So that could play the role.
But Kenny, his punches, the uppercut when he was fighting, he was doing more inside fighting than outside fighting. If you listen to me.
Okay, let's look at the uppercut. By him being 6'5" and his arm being so long, looping head down here, his shit going way up. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that uppercut was effective. That was the only punch that you seen that he was really putting it in there. That was the only shot. The jab, when you watch the fight, you're going to see what I'm saying. When you watch the fight, his 1-2 wasn't hard. His jab wasn't like penetrating the back of his head up.
Something for us to think about.
Definitely.
I'm gonna give my thought on Ryan Garcia. It would seem that Ryan Garcia left his jab at Reynoso's gym when he left trainer. He put a jab over there and he came over here because first of all, you try to intimidate a fighter who, I mean, come on. He's making his debut, he's coming over, you trying to intimidate him, but you intimidate him without a jab. You're throwing left hooks from around the world. Yeah. You're throwing uppercuts. All the corner told him, if you listen to the corner, they said bounce off the rope, throw the right hand, dip under the left hook. Throw the right hand, dip under the left hook. He was throw the right hand, dip under the left hook. He was doing that all night. All night. Right? I mean, Joe wasn't telling him to throw the jab at all. Where was his jab? Did he leave it in San Diego? Somebody gotta let me know.
All right, one more question for you. What would you do with Ron right now if you vested money in him?
You just got to give him tomato cans. You got to give him. You can't put Ryan right now. I think Ryan is so much in his head. Even after this fight, Ryan is not sure what type of fighter he is. If you seen in between rounds, he was confused. To do. He was overthinking it. The corner was saying, just keep going to the body. He's keep going to the body. I am going to the body, and nothing is happening. The only thing left for Ryan to say is, Joe Goose, I am going to the body, but nothing is happening. He was very, very confused, from my opinion.
Okay. But what would you? So you just saying you was feed him tomato can? You still spending money on him though.
But the thing about it, Ryan, you're gonna make the money back because Ryan's gonna put people in the seat. He's gonna bring people to the stadium because of the type of he's put the work in on the back end with the social media and so on and so forth. So, and he talks a good game. He does the speed bag thing. He looks all, you know what I'm saying, pretty doing what he do. You know, people are gonna lock in on that.
Only thing with the way he's fighting, a duck might clip him. Then you lose out everything.
Good point there, Kenny.
That's a chance you're gonna have to take. That's a chance you're gonna have to take. Otherwise, somebody with real skill clip him, he might be over. Finish, pack him up, and ship him out. He's done.
I agree with you. That's why they didn't want him to fight Tank right away.
Say it again, Coach Kenny.
Fight before you lose out. Go ahead and take the big fight before you lose out.
Well, that's what
you can ask Eddie Hearn with the Anthony Joshua scenario. When Eddie blew that big, when he was able to fight Deontay Wilder, and he fought Andy Ruiz and got shot.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question: Jojo Diaz versus Ryan Garcia. Who you got?
Jojo Diaz.
I think I got Jojo, man. For real.
That's a good fight to give him a name, but Jojo might pull it off.
Yeah.
Jojo got to be a bit more aggressive than he was in the Devin Haney fight for me.
But I'm just saying, that's what we're saying about both fighters. That's a good fight to get Ron's statics up, and then it's a named person. It'll help Jojo Diaz out because he would beat Ron, but it'll still keep him in the same place right now because Ron would be on the A side, Jojo Diaz would be on the B side.
They better not feed him to Frank Martin.
They better not.
Oh, oh no. Oh no. Definitely better not feed him.
I know somebody he can fight. I know somebody Ryan can fight.
Who?
Miguel Burchelt.
Burchelt?
Feed him to Burchelt. Burchelt's chin is a little chinny right now. He's a little bit on the.
You know what? I like that.
Chinny.
I like that. I like that.
I think that will give him the confidence that he needs.
And it'll be a good fight too.
I like that. Definitely like that.
What about the new kid Ali?
Nah, that's not a good fight for him. Oh, you talking about Michelle Rivera?
Yeah.
No, no, sir.
No way.
He's still young though.
No way in what?
Because anybody
I think it would be a good fight.
Anybody with a decent jab, in my opinion, will beat Ryan Garcia.
I agree.
Oh, okay. So you were saying Rivera would smoke him?
Absolutely. He would have Ordona, but Ordona was playing safety. He wasn't trying to get knocked out as he would have.
I still would like that fight though, because he ain't a heavy puncher.
No.
He's not a heavy puncher. I like what Coach Cal was saying on that.
He's not a heavy puncher. That's why
he's not a heavy puncher.
It'll be a good fight. It'll pound Shorty up. You know what I'm saying? If Ron beat him, then it'd have been like I beat one of the young stunners on his way up. It still would make him look good. And it's not a tomato can.
Gerald Lunsford said Ryan versus Rolly.
Listen, with Rolly with that chin in the air, I'm not too sure about that. Because Ryan stays with his chin in the air. That's why Tagoe was touching him up with the jab from a distance.
He just had to be a little bit more aggressive, like, oh, come on, Tagoe. I mean, I thought I was going to win some money last night, boy. That wasn't a fighter that I've been watching on film.
All right, guys. We got to talk about it. We got our brothers from another mother here. The weigh-in. I'm gonna ask Brother Greg. He been kind of quiet down there, just sopping everything else up in.
Looking it all in, man.
But Ugas and Earl Spence coming up. Who you like? Who you like? And break that down in your opinion, Brother Greg.
Well, if you guys know, man, you know we watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. You all hear the feedback?
No, we getting
I'm hearing the feedback.
You hear that?
Coach Cal
messing with his phone again.
I just set my phone down so it can set up. That's all I did.
But yeah, I mean, I'm rocking with Ethan. I feel like has more in the bag.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Watch this. This is crazy. Go ahead, talk now, Brother Greg.
Everything all good? It's Coach.
Y'all terrible.
Hey, what? Go at that again, brother. Sorry.
Yeah, No, that's cool, man. Yeah, no disrespect to Ugas. He's definitely a good fighter. But I think between the two of them, for me, Errol just has more tools in the bag, man. And I think he'll be able to adjust to whatever Ugas brings. It's going to be a competitive fight for sure. Because, I mean, Ugas, he's a good fighter. You can't knock him for that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely rocking with EJ. And I don't know. I don't know if I want to give my prediction right now. You might got to tune into the weigh-in to get my final prediction on that, man. But I see EJ taking that fight, though.
Okay, brother Francis.
It's big fish.
Yeah.
Big fish. Big fish. Ugas is going to lose himself in the fight when he realizes that Earl is dominating him and try to fight. And I think that's going to be to his demise. He's going to get clipped with something on the inside. Not saying Earl's going to stop him, but I believe Earl will drop him in this fight. It's big fish dominating fashion.
Swami, limp ball Swami.
Earl inside 9.
See, that's, oh my God. Yo, Coach Ketty.
Yeah, Francis.
You see, he said what I really wanted to say.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Wait till our show.
No gag order. No Rize podcast. No gag order.
Love it.
Senior Cobbs.
I like Earl. I'm gonna roll with Earl on this one.
You got a bet on a prediction or on a round or something to get your money back from to go?
No, I ain't gonna be able to get no money back because of the odds. Like, that's the only way I probably would. I gotta pick a round. But the odds was so great. For if you bet $100 on to go, you win 900 last night. That's another reason why I took to go. Earl, you gotta bet shit. You gotta bet like 10,000 to win probably like 500 or some shit like that, like $1,000. The odds is crazy.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Yeah,
definitely don't make sense. All I got to say, all I'm gonna say about that fight. No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
I just wanted to add one more thing. If you look at the way the big fish fights, Earl Spence, he fights everybody at their style. He fought Sean Porter on the inside. He dominated Danny Garcia coming off a car accident. Danny didn't even complain. He complained when he fought Keith. He complained when he fought Sean. He never complained when he fought Errol after the fight. He said, listen, man, he put it on me. It is what it is. I'm going to move on from that. He didn't ask for no rematch. And we talking about Errol coming off 15 months and a car accident. Exactly. That's all I'm going to leave it right there.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say, I don't want to get the viewers riled up like they did last time. They came at my juggler. But I'm just going to say, and I'm going to leave it like this. Don't sleep on Ugas. That's all I'm going to say. You can elaborate from there. Don't sleep on Udonis Ugas.
Can you tell us what you see? Because Mikey's seen something. I want to know what you see. Yeah.
I see a determined fighter that's fighting for way more than what Earl's fighting for. He fights for his country. And I think that last win, even though Pacquiao was over the hill and it showed in that fight, I just think you're going to get the best of Dennis Ugas in this fight. And that's why I'm saying I'm not going to sleep on him. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I think you're going to get the best of a Dennis Ugas. And well, arguably in the Sean Porter fight, Vinzi Panzienza on PBC on the panel of Sean Porter said he thought he lost that fight. And Sean's face dropped. They were sitting by each other on the stage. And he went toe-to-toe with Sean, even though we know Sean don't crack like no Earl Spence. Styles makes fights. I just think that I'm not going to just roll over Dennis Ugas like that.
I agree with you. I think we're going to get the best Ugas, but it's not going to be enough, though. That's just me.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Did you guys the best version of Ugas, though? Yeah.
Did you guys listen? Did you guys watch the open workout at all? Senior, Coach Squeeze, or Kenny?
That motherfucker cut up looking solid, man.
I want to know, what do you guys think?
What I think, you want to go first, Senior? Because I got what I think.
Go ahead.
I think that you said when he was
workout, yeah,
the open media workout, because we sitting there and watched it. Senior made me watch it. He made me watch it. And when I seen it, I was like, Senior, I looked at him. I say, I thought they say Earl Spence next fight was Udonis Ugas. And Senior looked at me. He say, Coach Squeeze, it is. And I look back at Senior and I say, well, from the looks at it on the screen, he looked like he training for Benavidez. They hit him. He looked like 168 pounder. I say, there's nowhere in the world he fighting Ugas now. He got to be Benavidez or somebody in the 168 division. Because he looked like a massive welterweight.
He's not cutting weight yet.
Oh, okay. So I am right. What I seen. I am right.
Yeah, you don't make weight. You don't cut weight your last couple of weeks. You know.
Okay.
You go as hard as you can in training while you got your weight. So when you cut weight, you just concentrating on cutting weight, no more strength work or whatever.
Got you. What's his walk around, Limpar Swami? What's his walk around?
I think he can walk around like 160, 65.
Now,
I might be wrong.
No, yeah.
Now, before it was 180, 190. Now, after the accident, it's about 160, between 160, 170.
Yeah.
I'm going with the back end of that 160, 70.
The reason why I asked y'all the question, because in the middle of the media workout, he said, Ugas, huh? Did you guys hear that?
No, I ain't catch that.
Yeah, that's because Errol don't miss nothing. He hear everybody talking about Ugas. He said, Ugas, huh? He laughed at his team like, we gonna find out. We really gonna find out about Ugas.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
He said it out loud. I know it missed a lot of people. He said, Ugas, huh? I was like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't catch that one.
Well, Francis don't miss nothing.
Hey, nothing.
He don't miss nothing, yo.
I like to watch those things alone because I know what I'm trying to pay attention to see what's going on. First of all, why was Ugas completely dressed? What is he hiding?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that what I seen all Earl Spence needed was a cape on and a mask, and he would have looked like the hit superhero, the Phantom, in the comic book. I say, this Small Jitty look like an action figure.
That's why they call him the weight bully.
Yeah,
Earl is a big welterweight, but it's just the skills that he comes with. He knows what he got to do. He gets in there. He's calculated, and he got a trainer. Again, it's about your team. On the win, we always talk about you only as good as your team. You can be a great fight, but you need a great team. You need people that are willing to go to war with you, like real war with you. You know what I'm saying? So when we go back to, not to say Coach Kevin Cunningham wasn't, but you go back to think like what was really going on. As a fighter, you looking in front of your fight, you can feel their energy. You're pretty much an extension. If you're talking basketball, you're extension like a coach and a point guard. You're an extension of the coach. You got to know how they feel. You got to know how they move. They're responding to the message. And I feel like Derek James and Errol Spence, they got that serious chemistry.
Oh, they do.
That is unbeatable. He knows what to say to Errol. He knows how to push him in the direction. And Errol's literally such a fundamental fighter. It's hard to beat somebody who's fundamentally sound and know that they're fundamentally sound.
And I know for sure, and this is for sure, if anything I say about Earl, I know this for sure. You're not gonna outbang him. It's not happening. It's not. I don't know if y'all seen this. You say Francis don't miss nothing. Coach Squeeze don't either. They showed at a cookout family cookout. Earl was going bare knuckle.
Come on now. Talk to them, Coach Squeeze. Talk to them with a bigger fighter, body to body. Let's go, big guy. Let's go, big guy. Folded him. Come on, don't get me fish all day. Don't get me started, baby. Don't get me started.
Next question. So, do you think you guys got enough boxing skill to keep them off for 12 rounds?
Coach Squeeze?
Good question.
Now you said you can't outbang them.
Hold. Let me.
Remember, you said you can't outbang him. Now, can he outbox him for 12 rounds?
I think he's capable of boxing for 12 rounds. Outbox him, I'm not sure, but I think he's capable. Ugas comes in shape. His cardio never been questionable.
But the problem is, he been doing it one way all this time. And at the last minute, he gonna switch. You think it's gonna work for 12 rounds?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You gotta change that game plan up, Smarmy. You know it's levels to this stuff. It's levels to it. His corner, like Francis say, it's his team around him gonna have to have him. Whatever it takes, he has to be prepared if he want to remain amongst the top or raise his stock up to the upper echelon of the 147.
If he was young, I would agree with that, but an old German Shepherd ain't jumping no fence, man.
Ooh.
I like that.
What you doing?
Ooh, and Coach Smarmy a pet man. He definitely knows his pets.
I love insects too. You see my shirt, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. I remember Smarmy came in the gym with a snake. I said, oh my God.
I was a misfit when I was a kid. I put army ants and bees in the jar and shake them up when I was little. This is fighting shit. So I put like 8 ants on a praying man so he can eat them off. I used to do all that crazy shit.
He was matchmaking at birth.
Hey, Senior, I wanted to ask you a quick question because I'm going off of what Coach Kenny just said. Errol Spence says he hates to box because it becomes boring for him. It's so easy for him to box you from the outside with them long arms. If he does that against Ugas, what do you see Ugas and Coach Silas doing to change things around? If he decides, you know what, I'm just going to box you for 12 rounds, what can you see Coach Silas and Ugas doing in the midst of the fight to make a change?
Wow. I don't know. I gotta see what Ugas bringing to the table first.
His mechanics, his Ugas don't have the mechanics to keep Earl off for 12 rounds, man. His biggest mistake he hold both gloves in front of his face, man. He can't do that with Earl Spence, man.
No.
Hey,
brother,
brother Francis.
Yes, sir.
Guess what? Since you a guest on the podcast, I'm feeling you, man. Your vibe. Take these questions from here. Ask us anything that you want. Control the narrative, brother. Handle your business. I'm liking what I'm getting from you. Handle your business, baby. Take it from here. This your show. Take it from here, baby.
I appreciate Coach Kenny.
Yes, sir.
Devin Haney Cambosos. I need your outstanding boxing mind to teach us. We are just at your feet, waiting to hear what you got to say, my great brother.
I think Cambosos got a little bit more dog than Devin Haney, man. That's gonna make the difference. That's gonna make the difference.
Sorry, Francis. Coach, do you think Devin Haney has? Do you think Cambosos has some more dog than Devin Haney? Because we haven't seen Devin Haney's dog really have to come out. Because I mean, he pretty much boxed circles around everybody. He might have the dog, but we really don't know.
If Devin Haney can keep his jab up for 12 rounds, he gonna do good. But wherever his jab stop, that's where the fight will turn around.
See, Devin Haney can come forward that whole fight. We was watching, man. Squeeze was watching Teofimo and Cambosos fight. Cambosos fought that whole fight off his back foot.
Only thing about Devin Haney, you don't have to worry about him hurting you. You know what I mean? He can't hurt you.
Like I said last
I
time.
I like Cambosis. I'm gonna put it on the record. I like Cambosis.
Hey, like I said last time, I don't own the rights to this music, but spotlight, big stage, 3,000 fans screaming anyway. Devin Haney's is gonna box the damn shoes off of Campbell.
All right. You keep thinking it's gonna be sweet like that.
And
I'm gonna ask him when them shoes come off, what size are they? Cause I want them.
Hey, listen, I saw on the internet this morning that Cambosis is saying it's a fake contract.
Oh,
come on.
Something to that nature. I was just waking up and something about the contract ain't right.
Oh, we gonna get a Teofimo Lopez and Cambosis all over again?
Blue Blood's talking about it right now. He pissed off, man.
7 attempts.
Yeah,
the
ain't right.
Y'all had me up late, so I ain't get to get on here this morning to see what the fuck going on.
You tell me he signed with 2 promoters to get a fake contract?
Blue Blood's going off, man. They saying Cambosis saying the contract ain't right or something. But Blue Blood saying it's his contract. You know what I mean? So what's not right about it?
He signed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Devin Haney is in agreement with everything he asked for.
Something they said the contract ain't right, or Cambosis is not agreeing to some signatures or something.
But that's
all
not
right,
brother
Francis, what you got next for us?
Yeah.
Man, Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez.
Listen,
Shakur.
Oscar Valdez, he don't press enough, man. He stay on the end of shots, and you can't stay on the end of the shots with a superb boxer like Shakur. It's gonna be a unanimous decision, man. It's gonna be by a wide margin. Shakur gonna box the daylights out of him.
Do you think he can get the stoppage?
Because I think he can get the stoppage in the mid to late rounds. Yeah.
What do you think, Coach Squeeze and Senior?
I like Shakur.
I think that Shakur's pop is a little underrated. I think he works extremely hard in his training camps. He doesn't play with this sport. Terrence Crawford's been working with him a lot in camp. Boots Ennis been working with him a lot. I think this kid just got too many attributes, too many tools on his tool belt. I think he's gonna school the hell out of Oscar Valdez in an exploratory fashion.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to spell that, but in an exploratory fashion.
Hey, Greg and friends, I got a question for you while you're here.
Yeah.
What's your take on Jerome Boots Ennis?
Go ahead, Greg.
Listen, super talented. I know you asked that because he going up against our guy Clayton, man. But
you trying to set us up down.
Yeah. Nah, he's super talented. I think it's gonna be a more difficult fight than people might think. But listen, super talented guy. I love the way he fights. He's huge for welterweight. I know he talked about undisputed at like 4 different weight divisions.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fantastic fighter, but I'm not. Listen, he going up against our guy Castillo Clayton, so I'll leave it right there. He's a great fighter, though. He's a great fighter.
he gonna be great like Sugar Ray Robinson, man. When it's all over.
He do got that kind of potential, yeah.
The only thing I worry about Boots is his defense. I want him to show up his defense a little bit more. He gets hit with a lot of wild shots that he shouldn't be getting hit with. I guess a little bit too aggressive on the offensive side. He leaves himself just a little bit open, but you can't go swimming without getting wet. So, it's just how wet you get while you swimming.
You know what? I have heard his father at times in the corner tell him tighten up on defense a little bit. But in the same token, I think Boots embraces that. He's looking for that. If you can see, it's like he want to get touched, and he got a showmanship in him too. So I'm not too worried about his defense at all. I'm not worried about his defense at all, because I see him play with his food before he start eating it. If you could look at the Lipinets fight, if you when he fought Lipinets, he played with Lipinets enough to make Lipinets open up, because he was so defensive and he couldn't really touch him like he wanted to. But he has a hell of a corner in his father and his two brothers. He's coming from a fighting background, and I think with that chemistry right there and that nucleus right there, I think that Boot's gonna be eating good. Boot's gonna be eating good. And defense I ain't worrying about the deep. Have he's been touched a few times? Yeah, I've seen it, but I think he embraces that to keep the fight interesting and to give a little bit of showmanship. That's why I think he get hits at times.
You see, my problem is with the higher caliber fighters who understand their craft at a higher level. How will that affect him going down? Now, he's a sensational fighter for sure. Skills for days. Deep bag of skills for days. Hard punching. But when you step up in levels, when the levels they get higher, that's when I feel like your defense got to get a little bit tighter.
And I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. He's not one of those fighters that's one-dimensional. So saying that, he looked like he's the type of fighter that raises to the level of his competition in front of him. The kid fighting for a swag, but we want to see these fights. We want to see them. That's the only way we can get our definitive answer. What you think about that, brother Greg?
I know, I agree. And I wanted to ask, do you think, depending on how impressive he looks or doesn't look, does that bring out the bigger names? Say he doesn't look like people maybe expect him to look, because not everybody knows Castillo Clayton. Everybody kind of knows him from obviously the Lipinets fight. If he looks sensational, say maybe even stops Clayton, do the bigger names avoid him? If he maybe just gets to a decision, doesn't look that impressive, does that get the bigger names to say, okay, maybe there's something there we could take advantage of? What do you think about that?
Senior?
Oh, I think he on a phone call.
He must have froze. Yeah. I think that with that scenario right there, we hear that a lot. When a fighter, when the top fighters see one guy on a rise and he eating everybody in an emphatic fashion, they're debating, should we take that chance right now or later with this guy?
Right.
I really don't worry too much about that, because the Boxing Association will start making it mandatory, these fights mandatory, to have to fight him. So time is of the essence with this young man, and I just hope and pray I don't miss the journey with this young man.
What was the question?
Boots Ennis. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah. No, we're just asking about his performance upcoming against Castillo Clayton. If he looks sensational, do the bigger names avoid him? And if he kind of looks just, all right, do the bigger names, are they going to be more willing to fight him if he doesn't look as good as expected?
He becomes mandatory as long as he wins. So, they can't duck him now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is true.
I'm coming up from behind the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm under the Bible's tutelage. I came in the gym under Calvin and Kenny 11, 12 years ago. I called it. I'm just them guys educating me on that stuff. I wouldn't have known about that side of the sport if it wasn't for Coach Cal and Kenny. I wouldn't know about that side.
Hey, Coach Kenny, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when does a fighter, and you guys, everybody can answer, when does a fighter become bigger than the belts?
Oh man, when people were paid to see him with or without the belts, he still can make the same money.
And until then, they gotta do it with the belts.
They don't have to. Let's say if Tank trash all of his belts, and he fight next week, people gonna still pay to see him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That means he's bigger than the belts.
So let me ask y'all, Tevin Farmer, he is bigger than the belts. I've been said that for a long time. Tevin Farmer, Mickey Bay, they're doing it on their own in the motherland in Ghana. What do you guys think about that?
If Ghana's familiar with him, they can make a little bit of money, but if not, shit, they might as well be fighting in Baltimore's Lexington Market. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Greg and Francis, what y'all think about this Tank and Rolly? What y'all think about Tank and Rolly? And how did y'all like the press conference?
Man, listen, Rolly gets his weather mixed up, man. He's in the hot weather, he's in the cold weather, he'd take off his shirt. Like, I don't know what's up with that, man, but I know it's going to be an exciting fight. I mean, listen, I expect Tank to stop him. Like, that's what I'm looking for.
I've never seen a fighter moonwalk across the stage without being pushed. Sliding backwards. I'm gonna leave it right there. I've never seen. He was leaning back the whole time on the stage. Come on, man. I say it again for everybody that missed it yesterday. I got Gervonta Tank Davis from 130 to 140. Every day of the week, twice on a Sunday. Ain't nobody beating Gervonta Tank Davis. It'll take a special. It might be Jesus in boxing gloves to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. So Rolly Romero, like I'm with Coach Calvin. I want to see him not knock him out, but punish him for all the things he has said. Because I believe that beating somebody up is way worse than knocking them out.
I want to see him knock him out. It's less chance for getting.
Hey, you remember how Tank knocked out Santa Cruz over there by his pops?
Out.
I want him lay Rolly right over there next to Bullet, aka Booker T.
Damn.
It's man. Wow. I haven't seen a fighter like he's not sure of what is coming. That's the whole thing about it. I don't think his team is sure of what's coming. Rolly's not sure what's coming, but with the mastermind of Coach Kenny and Coach Calvin, with a savage like Gervonta Tank Davis, he's in for a long night. Or early night.
Or early night, yeah.
I think one of them. I think Tank touching with the first power shot and Rolly really gonna be like, "What the fuck did I get myself into? Why did y'all let me sign up for this shit?"
They actually, if you look at the way, if you look at the press conference when they faced off, the form of intimidation that was put upon this young man, he looked like all Tank had to do was go in his pocket and take everything he had in there out. Cause he was up when somebody put their finger in your face and almost poke your eye in your eye, and his arms, they locked up even more.
Yeah. Like
he was like petrified, and all those people was outside. So just imagine if those two was in the dark alley by themselves, what would have happened to Rolly?
Yeah, because you gotta understand, you're like, motherfuckers selling death over the internet. They talking all that bullshit. What they gonna do? They gonna do this, do that. Now Rolly might be playing, but everybody don't play the same. You can't tell nobody how to react.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? People like, oh, Tank was wrong. Tank was right. No, Tank reacting to all the shit Rolly doing. So I'm here now, motherfucker. What you want to do?
Yeah.
My mama always told me, what is joke to one is debt to another. Stop playing with people, man. You can't be laughing at everything. Not everything is a joke. So.
Oh man, that man a grown man. Yeah, I mean, you can't keep playing with him like he don't like you.
Rolly the Chuck though, man.
That's good for the hype of the fight. It's not dull, because I'ma say something in Rolly's defense real quick. Even though I know he's scared half to death out of his life, he is marketing the fight pretty good. He's selling it. He's making that, piquing everybody's interest, because this the issue Bob Arum had with Terrence Crawford. Not marketing himself, not selling enough depth to want the people, intrigue the people to want to see him fight. So Terrence Crawford then unified in 2 divisions. And if I'm correct, 2 divisions. He didn't unify that. 35 and 40.
Undisputed 40. Yeah, I think did he unify at 30 or was he a champion? I think he's a 3-division champion. You undisputed at 140. I don't think he unified 35. I gotta double check that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, 3-division champ, undisputed.
My point in taking, if you walk around and ask general people in the everyday population who's Terrence Crawford, they wouldn't be able to tell you who he is. Walk around in general population and ask anybody, do they know Gervonta Tank Davis? See what response you get.
Oh, listen though. I hear people say that, but as a fighter, all the fighters have to do is train and fight. A promoter, if I promote you,
come on now.
Out there. I should be putting you out there, just like Floyd put Tank out there. When Tyson was fighting, we knew who he was. He wasn't promoting himself. His promotional company was doing that shit. Bob Arum just a racist motherfucker that only push white fighters.
Really? I don't see him pushing nobody for real.
He always been like that, man. He should have been promoting Crawford the whole time, put him out there. That's what he do. He's a promoter. So why you ain't promoting your fighter?
Yeah, that's an analogy I made too, because like Errol and Terrence Crawford, they're quiet guys for the most part, and Errol is a much bigger star than Terrence because he just got pushed a little bit more. I mean, Errol doesn't talk more than Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's actually a pretty funny guy. You look at his Twitter and all that kind of stuff, but it's like he just didn't get promoted by Top Rank at all. Not the way he should have. Because how do you not promote somebody who's on what, Francis, 8 or 9 fight knockout streak? That's promotable in itself. That's easy.
That's bringing money to your company.
That's exactly.
Don't make no sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Back in the 80s when we didn't have that, you knew who fighters was because they was promoting them on TV.
Yeah.
So it's not Crawford's fault. That's just some hearsay. People just repeating this what they hear.
Do you think Gervonta markets himself pretty good?
Well, Gervonta put himself on his IG and social media, but
my point well taken.
No, my point, Floyd TMT was promoting his ass on all over the internet. So why he ain't doing that with Crawford?
Right.
Okay.
Why Bob Arum ain't doing that with any of his fighters?
That's what Richardson complaining about right now, not being promoted.
Didn't Hitchison he's supposed to be leaving Floyd?
Is he?
He mad he not getting what he deserves. He think he not getting his just due.
He's not happy, yeah.
Now if y'all watch the way and we interview Richardson, because that's my guy, and I asked him the question, how's Tank fighting in New York and you're not on that card? I'd like to ask y'all, what do you think? Is it the business or is it bigger than that?
No, listen. I don't care what type of boxer you are, knockout sell. That's why Tank asses. That's why he sell everywhere he go, because every time he get in that ring, something big is going to happen. Just like when Tyson was fighting. That's what's selling. You could be undefeated, But if you ain't knocking nobody out, don't nobody want to see it.
I agree, and I disagree at the same time. And this is the other part I want to bring to why I agree and disagree. I agree with you, but also everybody loves an underdog.
Yeah.
Tank has an underdog story. It's just like somebody might not associate with Giannis Antetokounmpo, but they can with Steph Curry because looks like an average man. Whereas Tank Davis he can attach to a lot of people with his story. So a lot of people are going to gravitate to Tank based on where he's coming from and what he had to overcome.
Right.
So I agree with you on one side, and that's my other side of it.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, like Tank connected to the culture, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the hip hop.
He like the rock star boxing. You see what I'm saying? Look at it when it comes to fashion, they want to see what he got on. You see what I'm saying?
But
when it comes to the ring walk, what rapper gonna walk him out? What rapper coming out with him? You see what I'm saying? When he hanging out, who around? You see what I'm saying? Like Tank is connected to the culture. A lot of these other guys not connected.
But why are they connected to Tank? Why are these rappers and the culture connected to Tank? There got to be some type of bridge that allows them to be connected.
A lot of them they grew up in the same lifestyle. They come from that struggle. That's why they connect and understand each other. Just like some people can't stand rap music, but when I hear rap music, I either been through something or I know somebody that's been through that same thing they rapping about. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Go Squeeze.
Yo. Oh man, come on, man. Who's that? Tyrell Biggs? Who's that?
That's the Hammer.
That's the Hammer, man.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Smokey on Friday. Damn.
Damn, man.
It's not
Coach Calvin.
Look at his face.
We might gotta check those gloves for real. Yeah.
Man, would you want him to keep getting hit like that? Looking like that?
It's not bad as it look, man.
God damn. Would you go on a date with him then? If it's not as bad as it look, would you sit him across from you from dinner and everybody walking past staring at him? Lip ball Swami say he okay. He just
I told you, I wouldn't even went home for a couple of days looking like that.
No, man. Look, his brain and shit was good. That's just his appearance, man.
He was smiling for the picture. He knew to smile for the picture.
Right. That was his. That shit.
Hold on, hold that thought, hold it down for me, Francis.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Senior's mad. Go ahead, Senior. Do your thing.
You remember? If y'all remember, Hearns and Hagler, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When Hagler got his head split, right, and the blood was leaking down his nose, and the doctor looked at him, and the ref, somebody said it's not bothering his sight, let him go.
Right.
Same situation, man.
But do you think that's more because they know him though? Like they know Hagler?
Just today's generation, man, they see blood and freak out, man. That shit come with the territory. You sign up for this shit.
Yeah.
You gotta understand. When you gotta have somebody in your corner to understand the human body, muscle, bone, organs, so you kind of have an idea what's going on with a person if they're injured. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a clue, you're gonna panic. I can tell if somebody's brain, if it's a brain issue by the way they acting, or if it's a bone injury, if the shoulder come out, dislocation, it could be bone and muscle, it could just be the bone. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a clue what's going on, you're gonna panic.
Definitely, 100%. I agree with that. You got to know what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm. Right. If my heart hurt, you got to understand. The heart is something different from a body shot. My heart racing, or you know, I'm dizzy. If you're dizzy, something going on with your brain. You know what I'm saying?
And he was up on all three scorecards.
That's what I was ready to ask you. I was ready to ask you and Francis, you and Greg, how do y'all feel about the scorecards?
They listen, I had him up too. I had him up at least 1-2 round when he got the knockdown back. You know what I mean? It kind of evened everything out because he was in there grinding it out on the inside. Now, he probably should have tried to box a little bit differently. But I seen a little bit of the training before, and he was fighting a taller guy, and he was on the back foot heavy. So that was in the back of my mind. Like, if you're doing that in sparring, I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? When this big guy is throwing these punches at you with the smaller gloves. And it showed, you know what I mean? But I mean, what a warrior, man. What a warrior. He was up on the scorecards. And I felt like Coach Kenny said, the corner should know what's going on with him, fix him up, and send him back out there, you know what I'm saying, to finish it off strong, because he wasn't too far away. They just need to jumpstart that battery in the corner, man. Give him that, you know what I mean? You gotta give him that.
They panicked because of the way he looked physically.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, they never addressed him in that corner. When that round was over, they already had that in mind. They were stopping that fight. Like, they didn't even check to see where he was at. They just was when they came to the corner, they are already seen him with the towel in his hand.
Well, I'm coming in behind from what y'all saying, because I could basically pick up on what y'all saying on the back end, what Senior was saying. But my point is, if you make the wrong decision for your fighter, and you think that your fighter, he might look like he's beaten and battered on, but he tell you he's okay, and you let him continue. And after the fight, he goes to the hospital. He doesn't make it from his injuries. How you explain that to his family, his wife and kids?
You got to know your fighter. That's Coach Kenny said.
Listen, you have to use judgment. Okay, he getting hit in the head. I'm dizzy, man. He keep hitting behind the head. I'm stopping the fucking fight. That's your brain. But because you swollen, and that ain't no reason to stop the fucking fight unless it's fucking with your eyesight. Don't stop a fight because you swollen. Gotcha. That shit come with the territory.
But body language,
mobility.
Body language can tell you too.
But his body language wasn't. He had his mobility. Wasn't nothing wrong with his body language.
Hey, Coach Kenny, let me ask you a question. If say you fighting, right? And let's just say something happened to one of your hands, is that reason to stop the fight?
Use the other goddamn hand. You the hand hurt, you can flash it, you can block with it if you can't throw it, but the other one, you better throw the motherfucker.
So what if the fighter say, I don't think I can go no more? What do you do?
Well, he ain't got no more fight. I'm gonna stop the fight. If it come out his mouth, I can't go.
Yeah.
I'm stopping the fight. It came out his mouth.
But if the fighter come out and say, yeah, I think I fucked up my hand, but what's the game plan? What you gonna do?
I just told you, use the other hand. Make some.
Yeah. Do you think another reason they stopped it because Lubin wasn't necessarily listening to the instructions? Like, he wasn't fighting the way maybe he wanted him to fight, and he stopped it because of that?
Fight. I gotta watch
it. I mean, that's what the fans keep saying. He wasn't listening. I didn't really. We had the TVs down low, so I couldn't really hear the corners.
I know Cunningham was telling him to turn him and like really not be in the pocket with him.
Yeah, but that's one thing that one thing that Lubin did wrong. He kept banging with that boy in the box, and he was banging the shit out of him.
Yeah,
phone booth.
Yeah,
and both of them both of them got knocked down. So, the shit was up in the air. It was up in the air. They panicked.
Sure. Yeah, I had Lubin up by a round after he got that knockdown. Yeah, I had him up.
They panicked in the corner.
Now, Coach Kenny, can I ask you a question? Because I know this is your guy. If I'm not mistaken, if I am mistaken, just let me know. Deontay Wilder.
I don't hate him as a person, but I always said even before he lost, his mechanics wasn't going to take him too far.
Now, we know that there's a fight happening in the UK, record selling 94,000 seats, but nobody's talking about it.
What fight is that?
Tyson Fury versus Dillian White.
Wow.
Tyson Fury's supposed to be the big, salesman, so to speak. You know what I mean? Good marketer. It's showing that he ain't nothing without Deontay Wilder. Do you guys agree or disagree with that?
They're not promoting him, man. His team ain't promoting. I mean, the promoter not promoting for some reason. All
right, guys, we gonna wrap it up. You know what I mean? I'm sure y'all got other things y'all got to do to the table today. I just like to thank Brother Francis, Brother Greg, the weigh-in, man. We've been waiting to y'all to collab with us, man. This just like the Commodores with the spinners. You know what I mean? We finally got to get on stage with y'all brothers. This is big right here. This is why I got into this. For this reason right here, to internet and branch out with other podcasts and see what y'all bring to the table, and what we bring to the table is not that far apart. I like to thank Coach Kenny, the Limp Ball Swami, Senior Cobbs, the CEO of the Rize Podcast, and Coach Calvin, wherever the hell he went. And anything you'd like to add before we close? Close us out, Brother Francis. We're going to do something different for them. And thanks, my viewers, for chiming in. You close us out today, Brother Francis.
I just want to close y'all like this. Adrian Broner is making a return. What does Adrian Broner have left? That's just my final thought.
All right, y'all. Saying that, we're going to bring that on to the next podcast. What Adrian Broner has less. And what we always say over here at the Rize Podcast, peace and head grease.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to the weigh-in for joining us. Have a good weekend.
Thank you for having us.
Top of the week.